Hi, I'm Mike Crabb.
And I'm Laurie Schultz. Welcome to the show.
We'll have some caffeinated conversation.
And maybe some special guests along the way.
Who knows where the conversation will go? You're out for coffee with Mike and Laurie. Hello, everyone, and welcome out for another episode of Out for Coffee.
With Mike and Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Mikey.
How are you?
I am really great. If I was any better, I'd have to throw away my health card.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad you don't have to. No, that doesn't sound right either, though.
Oh, no, wait. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday. Forget it.
Hold on to it. You better hold on to it for now, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're well enough to feel that you have to ponder those types of decisions.
You wouldn't believe the things I ponder, Michael. You don't want to be in here. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I bet it's exhausting.
It is. I'm so tired. I could use a nap right about now, but I'll wait because this is too exciting.
Because we've got some really fun things on today's episode happening.
Yeah.
We're back on Zoom, but there's a very important reason why we're back on Zoom. We are very excited to say we have a special guest joining us today that we're so excited to have this person with us because their energy is infectious and they are the definition of a performer. And so we're going to bring them out and we're going to say hi, everyone. Say hi to Greg Morton. Come on out, Greg.
There he is.
Hey.
Hello. How are you, Greg?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are thrilled to have you on our show today because we have questions for you. So,
I am in lockdown and I have been, obeying the rules.
Well, good.
This is good.
Where
Was that your first question?
Well, yeah. Where are you locked down right now?
I'm at home. I'm in Toronto.
In Toronto. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're very happy to have you. So for our guests that would like to know a bit about Greg. So Greg was a finalist on America's Got Talent for his stand-up comedian. He's a stand-up comedian and he does an incredible job of voice acting and impressions and wonderful things like that. And we're just so thrilled to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Greg. Like, tell us where you grew up. That's a good way to start.
All right. I started out as a baby, and I kind of progressed from there.
The tender age of 0.
Yeah. I always wore glasses, even as an embryo. Very difficult finding sizes. And hey, it's dark down here. No. When I was a kid, I used to mimic different voices and sounds on TV, especially cartoons.
Right.
My mother said I would walk around and make all these funny, please play, thank for the flower. Hey, Fred. Like, wow, Scoob. Yeah. Jetson, you're fired. Hi, diddly-dee. I was an only child for about the first 9 years, and then my sister came along.
Right.
She talked. I remember saying to my mom, when will she talk? Will she learn to talk so I'll have someone to talk to? And then she talked.
And then you can shut her up.
Be careful what you wish for. Always be careful what you wish for.
Your parents.
No, I was happy. I was really happy.
Your parents needed to have her because you were just constantly making noises and doing impressions the whole time. They're like, oh God, we got to break this energy up. Let's bring another kid into the mix.
I don't think he's well. Because he walks around the house talking to himself. We've got to get him another mate or something. Not a mate. What am I saying? A mate.
A playmate.
Keep it all in the family.
It's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of state that we live in either. Or town.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, I'd like you to meet my sister and my wife.
Sister Wife. Yeah.
Is that a show?
It is. Sister Wives is a show. Yes, actually.
We're getting a little too close to home.
It's a little, maybe. I don't know. But so you like to goof, and you found that you had this thing within you that you enjoyed sharing with other people, and it became a part of you at a young age.
Yeah. So that's, yeah. But I never knew you could make a living at it. I was
Wow.
a pretty, I would say, introverted kid. So
Interesting.
I drew a lot. I used to draw. You give me a piece of paper and a pencil, and I would draw.
Right.
And I always thought I was going to be. See, I created my own imaginary friends. I would draw them, and then I would make up voices for them. Different sound effects and things. And I think, I think when I was in high school, I was thinking, well, what should I do with this? Because I thought, well, maybe I'll become a cartoonist. So I was making my own strips. I was doing cartoons for the school newspaper and the yearbook that whole time. And then I thought, well, what would use all of my talents? Because, I was doing skits as well, comedy skits for the assemblies and that.
Right.
And
I can
thought,
relate.
yeah, because you did that, right?
Oh yeah, I loved getting up in front of the school
Oh.
and I would do a lot of Saturday Night Live skits and that type of things, the Spartan cheerleaders and all that. I would get up with my friend Kaylin and we would goof around in front of the school.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Me three.
Yeah.
Surprise.
See, I'm going to say my problem is that I was so involved school-wise that way. Like I was always in the assemblies and I'd help MC and stuff like that. And the teachers, they thought I was great.
Right.
They're like, oh, this kid's having a lot of fun. And then they would get me as a student and I would skip a lot of class. And they're like, oh, he's not as involved. He literally, I would skip class to like hang out in the cafeteria and like socialize. So I went to high school to meet people and have fun. I didn't go to school. Yeah. We needed to have some fun. So what high school did you go to? Because
now let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
What do you think is the best structure for kids like us in school? Because we don't fit in. Let's face it. Let's get real.
I needed to be very stimulated I needed to have people with me. I'm a chatter. So I always needed a partner or buddy. And I'm not like a book learner. You can put a book in front of me. It's not going to happen. I learn by hands-on and doing, leading by example, somebody showing me and I mimic. That's my way of learning. What about you, Laurie?
I actually was more of an auditory learner. So I was somebody who really I sat at the front of the class, I took my notes, and I would actually take notes, especially in university. I would take the notes almost word for word what the lecture was. So I would have almost like a booklet per lecture. But when I would go back and read the notes, I could hear the lecture again in my head.
Interesting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then I could actually, when I was trying to study, if I remembered, I guess I've got some visual thing too, because if I could see in my head where it was on the page, then I could also hear the lecture again.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Weird. But you know what? I have to say, as a teacher, there are plenty of kids right now who are not like me. Like we don't teach like that anymore.
Thank
Just
God.
sitting at the top of the, at the very
Thank
front
goodness.
of the class. And it's not really a sit and get kind of thing anymore.
Right.
In general, I'm sure there's still people who do that, but that's really not the philosophy of education anymore. There's a lot more hands-on stuff. There's a lot more stuff for kids who are active and who need that hands-on experience.
Right.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
So,
and you have to be careful with hands-on too, because sometimes you can get in trouble.
Well, yes. Well, and you know what though?
You're not wrong.
Especially right now, like trying to teach during COVID when no one's allowed to touch anything.
right.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of kids struggled this year.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting when things get back to normal. Everybody can kind of get back into their own groove again.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to hear what happened. What happened throughout the school year?
Lots of
Obviously,
things.
you had technical issues. Let's start there. What happened there?
Lots of tech issues. I mean, we all did the best we could. But some kids, and well, as you can see, I'm kind of a tech idiot. I didn't even know how to turn my sound on. So to try and teach live was really difficult. But for a lot of kids, the tech is not their forte either. So to try and learn online every single day, and the way our school board did it, we had one class a day.
One class a day.
So you would start at like 8:15. If you're doing math, you were doing math until 12:30, and then you had a break for lunch, and then you came back and did study hall stuff if you needed extra help with math.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
And then
Yeah,
A
I
math
do.
marathon? Oh, that's horrible. School is not better at all.
and it was in quads, so it was for 4 different times a year. So we had period 1 and 2, period 3 and 4, period 1 and 2, period 3 and 4 for the second semester. So
Right.
They just
2
switch
courses
out.
at once.
They switch out the groups, right? And then they bring in a new group, and you're.
Yeah, so basically, instead of having a semester, everything was condensed into 10 weeks instead of 20.
Oh my
It was,
gosh.
yeah, and then things changed. Every, on a dime, things would change.
Yeah.
We'd hear about it in the news. And then, then we'd have to change it for Monday.
Yeah.
So,
That's
it was,
crazy. That's what
it was an interesting year.
Well, you see, because our premier didn't go to school, so he had no idea what the structure was.
I have to opt out of this this conversation. I'll let you guys talk about that. I'll just observe quietly, which I never do, Greg.
You're not
Only for
allowed to
you.
talk about politics at all? What's going on?
What I'm allowed to do and what I often do, sometimes are different things, but
Sure. No, I'm curious.
Right.
I'm curious.
We'll have an off the record conversation one day.
yeah.
You've been in trouble.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, this isn't even my best work. But I like my job.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. What the heck happened?
And I want to keep it. I am taking a leave next year, though. So I'm off for 14 months right now. So I'm not going back in September.
I wouldn't if I were you. Yeah, that's smart.
I'm doing my own thing for a little while, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg,
Are you feeling it's time to move on, Laurie, or what?
I'm feeling that I'm open to possibilities.
Oh, I like that.
I'm open to what the universe has to offer this year because
right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's me too.
I'm going back to school myself. I'm taking some courses, and I've got my own little business, and we'll see where the road takes me. And I'm just open to whatever.
Beautiful.
Until I'm eating cat food, and then I'm back to work.
Yeah, exactly. So, Greg, we never found out what's your learning style. Did you do well in high school, or were you the joker?
I was a joker, but I think I was an average student. If I applied myself, I would be above average, but I couldn't. I had difficulty focusing.
Right.
And but things I loved, I could focus on, no problem. And art was one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved English, loved that.
Yeah.
What else did I like a lot?
Were you a smartass though? Like, were you a class clown?
No, not really. Well, I was a class clown, but with timing.
So you're a classy class clown.
Well, yeah, because I think timing is really important. I mean,
strategic.
That's right. I mean, the teacher, when they're in the middle of saying something, you have to find that break where you put in the one-liner. You don't talk over top of them.
Right. See, he gets it.
A respectful class clown.
And I think bringing some levity to the classroom is a good thing.
Yes. For sure.
But you have to do it. There has to be some timing to it.
Right.
And they have a program to get through. And but it is what it is. I mean, I try to forget about those things and hold no grudges, Mr. Campbell. Anyway, so but other than that, everything's fine.
All right. And you went to high school at Cass?
Cass, College Avenue Secondary School. That was
right here in Woodstock. Yeah, local guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a here in Park fella. Laurie went to school in London.
But I teach at WCI.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But where were you again? I didn't hear you, Laurie. You're at school.
I teach at WCI, but I went to school in London.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What school in London?
Clark Road. I was a roadie. EOA for life, baby. EOA for life.
Hey, Greg, before we ask you about your comedy career, I have a question for you. When I Google Greg Morton, I get a lot of information about American football player Greg Morton. Mm-hmm. Did you play football back in the day?
Somehow I managed to squeeze that in. It was very difficult, especially getting across the border. But other than that, no, seriously, I have a lot of fans who are very excited. They like me, and they feel that I should have a Wikipedia page.
Right.
However, they're very lazy. So they took someone else's Wikipedia page and they made it mine. And it's a gentleman who has the exact same name as mine.
Okay.
He's Gregory Allen Morton. I'm Gregory Allen Morton.
Oh, bizarre.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I was looking at it, and it's literally like the birthdays seem to be about the same. The names are the same. They're both from Woodstock, and I'm like, everything about this is telling me it's our Greg Morton.
Well, they changed the first 2 lines, and then they got tired.
Oh, no.
And then they just left the rest the same. So now I have this glorious football career. It's fantastic.
Well, you might as well. I would believe it now. If you told me that, I'd be like, of course you were an American football player.
Because you read it on the internet.
That's right. So it's got to be true.
That's right.
So now, interesting story, guys. I actually met this Gregory Allen Morton.
Oh.
And he lives in Akron, Ohio.
Right.
And he's a big guy. His navel's up to my eyebrows. And I met him at a cigar shop, and it was pretty cool. Huh. We had nothing in common, but
was it like a fluke
talking
chance?
to him? I mean, I'm not even good at Madden, for crying out loud. What's that?
Was it like fluke, or did you go
please
looking
don't
for him?
Mike,
what?
Mike, don't talk over the guest.
I'm
don't
so
talk over
sorry.
the guest, please.
I will say we are newer at this, so I do appreciate the feedback.
Mike's getting spanked.
I'll drink my drink.
What did you ask me? Go ahead.
I was wondering, did you meet this other Greg Morton? Was it on a fluke, or did you bump into him? Or
Laurie, what did I just say? What did I just say?
I missed it.
I missed it too, Greg, because I was sitting here laughing at you spanking Mike.
I met him at the cigar shop.
Right, yeah. But was it planned?
Like,
it was planned. Well, the owner of the comedy club, his brother runs a cigar shop, and he says, "Oh, I know this Gregory Morton. You should come down." And he, because I was telling him about this phenomenon where I'm on this Wikipedia page and none of the information is right, and it was kind of funny. But back then they were just taking my picture and then putting it in to where his
right in there.
Yeah. You see, kids, this is why I always tell you, do not use Wikipedia as a source in your essays. Fact checkers.
Right?
Yeah. See? Yeah. So, Greg, when you come to Woodstock,
yes,
what is a must-have or a must-do or a must-go-to or a must-eat or something? What do you have to do once you come back here?
It's been so long. Well, usually I'm with my mom. So we go to McDonald's for coffee or Tim Hortons for lunch. Right. No, not Tim Hortons. Okay. Yeah, sometimes Tim Hortons. A lot of times we go A&W. So we do a lot of chains. There's a fish and chip store that we used to love to go to, Baird's Fish and Chips, because we went there our whole lives.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, downtown, the old downtown location.
Do you come back and cruise the dig at all?
Oh yeah, I got to do that, and I always drive by my old house to see how my old house is doing on Cronin Street.
A little.
Oh, okay.
Down memory lane, eh?
Yeah.
Do you ever knock on the door and say, "Can I come in, please," and have a look around? Because I'm pretty sure they'd let you in.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You can ask.
No, I haven't. I haven't. I would like to. I really miss that old house. I really do. I dream about it all the time. So I'll have modern day dreams of doing modern day things, but I'm in that house. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to throw you for a loop.
Going back to school. Yeah.
Here we go. Have you ever had an out of body experience? Maybe you're actually visiting that old house.
Yes, I have. Yeah. I had one in the house. I had an out of body.
Did you? For real? Are you messing with me, or are you telling me?
No, I'm not. I'm not messing with you.
Okay.
I dreamt this dream. I thought it was a dream, and it looked so real to me. It scared me, and I thought that my parents were dead, both of them.
Oh no!
And I ran upstairs, and I was crying. I was so distraught. And then I realized later, thinking about it again, that I probably had an out-of-body experience. Looked at them, and I saw them sleeping. They weren't dead. They were just probably sleeping. But that's what I would guess was probably what had happened. But it was so real to me.
Yeah. You know what? That's so funny, because just before you came on tonight, I was telling Mike I had an out-of-body experience last night for the very first time.
Really?
Yeah, I did. And it was bizarre, and it was so real. And It was so different. It felt different than a dream. I knew I was sleeping, but I was very aware of what was happening. And I'm like, oh my God, this is bizarre. And I run the Paranormal Society at WCI.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be absolute discussion matter. Like if we were meeting tomorrow, we'd be talking about this today or tomorrow, like last night's. And you know what? If you build it, they will come. Because as soon as I bring up a topic, all of a sudden all these hands would go up and say, well, yeah, that happened to me. And they would never have a forum to discuss that, right? So,
Right.
so I know I look like a weirdo sometimes asking people, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Have you ever seen one?
In fact, I don't think I've seen one. I can't. I've had a lot of things happen. I've had a lot of weird things happen, because I'm on the road a lot, and a lot of places that I go to are definitely haunted.
Right.
Cool.
And yeah. Now I'll give you an example. I used to work at this club called the Comedy Stop in Atlantic City, and the hotel that they put us up in. Well, it was an old hotel called the Ritz, and let's see, all the mobsters used to go to this hotel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so it was really cool down there, but it's obviously haunted because I know other people that have that gift. They've told me that they've seen things, balls of energy floating around, things like that. And I know a lot of things have happened there. And what was the TV show that HBO put out? Do you remember?
Oh, dear.
Not familiar.
It was about gangsters. Do you remember?
Oh, The Sopranos?
Boardwalk.
Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire, yeah. I think they shot some of that there. And it's fictitiously, it's about, no, it's not fictitious. It is about that hotel. They stayed in that actual hotel.
Huh.
Cool.
All these gangsters, yeah.
Be a lot of energy in there then, for sure.
A lot of energy. Well, and people get depressed and they kill themselves. And then, of course, the spirit isn't ready to pass on over to the other side. So they hang out.
Left wandering around.
In fact, while I was there, someone did kill themselves one time.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I did not like that place.
No.
I did not like staying there at all.
No.
I don't like staying in condos anyway. I mean, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get a really nice hotel. Sometimes you get a condo.
Right.
Have you been down Critters Lane?
Where's Critters Lane? Where's that?
It's here. It's down Highway 2, and then you turn onto the 43rd line if you're heading north on the 43rd.
Just west of Woodstock, just past the drive-in, there's this creepy road we call it Critters Lane. It's got some stories.
Yeah. Next time you're in town, Greg, hit me up. I'll take you for a drive.
Okay.
We'll cruise the dig and we'll go down Critters Lane.
Has it always been called Critters Lane?
It's 43rd line is what everyone knows about it, but I believe the name Critters Lane has been around for years and years. It's
the reason why I asked that is because I think we did have stories about it, and I'm pretty sure now that you describe it, it does sound familiar to me.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
cool.
For sure. Yeah.
Do you have any plans for doing Canada's Got Talent? Because that's starting soon too.
Everybody's asking me that. I don't think so because I've already been seen. Right. So maybe now they could ask me on maybe as a guest or something like that. But I'm kind of AGT family right now, right? Yeah. So I would either come back as a champion if they had did a champions show,
right,
or something like to that effect,
right,
or as a guest on one of the regular shows.
Did you get a chance to talk to Howie about what it was like growing up in southwestern Ontario? Because apparently he's a local boy too.
Yeah, I didn't get to speak to him very much. He did recognize me, and but we had met like years and years ago at Yuck Yucks, and he was doing a spot. Yeah, he was doing a spot. And he remembered me. But I remembered him very well. The first time I was going to college, Sheridan College, and we had this great English teacher. And he knew we were all in animation. We were in art. You know, there wasn't a lot of book learning, you know, but he was going to expose us. He was determined to expose us to things that would help us in our career. So what did he do? He took us to plays. He took us to theater. Every week he took us to something. Second City, comedy clubs, things like that. So one time he took us to Yuck Yucks, and the headliner was Howie Mandel.
Oh,
He just killed the place.
right.
Yeah.
So we're laughing, and we go like, and I had kind of been dabbling in comedy at the time. You know, I'd been going up at the Brunswick House
Right.
in Toronto, which, you know, the Brunswick House is an old beer hall.
Right.
It's gone now. It's no longer there. And, you know, so I did some comedy there. And, but when I was in college, I had this group with my good friend, Mike Bannon, who was from Ingersoll, and he played guitar. So I would make up all these songs, and most of them were dirty. And so we did these songs. We had all these hits. I'm 18 and I can do what I want. And I peed my pants. A couple of funny songs. Mother Truckers. All different genres: country, blues, rock, reggae.
Awesome.
So fun. And we won quite a few different contests. And we went up on stage at Yucks and dipped our toes in the water. It was fun.
Oh, I love it. That
You
does
were
sound like a lot of
bitten. Huh. So tell me, who's your tailor? You have to tell me. Because I love the suits.
Those suits are called Oppo suits, OPPO, and they've got some of the wildest suits on there. I just ordered a couple more. One is the Joker. It's like purple that says "ha ha ha" all over it.
Okay.
Cool.
It's great. It's got a nice yellow shirt that goes with it and a green tie.
Nice.
Very Jokerish, very cool. Another one is Vegas. I've got Vegas, and as soon as I lose all this pandemic weight, I will be able to fit back into them. But for now, I'm just using the one that I wore on the show and the ones that I had before the show.
Right.
Very cool Star Wars suit.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, a couple of them.
They're really cool.
They really help illustrate your character, I think, in terms of like they amplify your energy.
Well, you know what's fun about it? I always leaned that way. You know, when I first started out, what did I wear? Oh, I wore anything with cartoons on it.
Okay.
So it was like a sweatshirt, and you remember those track pants or sweatpants that they used to wear in the 80s? Well, anyways, they used to have cartoons all over them or different.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would wear that on stage. And then Mark Breslin, he said to me one day, he said, "You should wear a suit." And I said, "Well, I don't really feel comfortable on stage in a suit." He says, "Well, you should." So I thought, you know what? He's obviously saying this for a reason. I'm going to try it. And I think you should always try something at least once. So I put it on a suit, and everything started to click. It started to work.
Huh.
Because it subverted the audience's expectations.
Okay.
They didn't know what was coming. They looked like, oh, I was going to do their taxes or something. And then the next thing I know, or represent them in court. And then I come out and I was this really wild and crazy, woo-hoo-hoo, and I'm doing all these wacky, silly things. So I said, oh yeah, I get it. So from then on, I wore a suit for years, just a straight black suit, never changed. I would have a bright tie. The tie I would let go crazy. But everything else was very straight. And then these suits came along. And I think my wife found them somehow on the internet. And I go, yeah. She says, that's how she found it. She was walking through the Bay, downtown Toronto. Yeah. And she says, "I just saw this suit. This suit is perfect for you." And she grabs me and we go downtown. And she shows me this suit, and it's Star Wars, but it looks like Christmas wrap.
Okay.
So it's got Darth Vader and it's got the stormtroopers and so I try it on and it looks great. It's so wild, but I can wear it.
Right.
You know, it looks really good. So I go like, yeah, I'm getting this for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's where the look started coming in. So it wasn't fully formed until about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, it's really cool because we got an opportunity. Well, we got the opportunity to see those suits and your costume changes when last year when you hosted Oxford's Got Talent. And every time somebody would donate something, you would change your suit or your shirt or something. And so that was, I paid attention when we were watching. I'm like, well, that's different. And that was really cool. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I had to ask.
Yeah. If it were up to me, or I would wear something glitter all the time. I would wear something shiny.
Me too.
Yeah, right?
No, not me. Just put me in a potato sack.
Wait a minute, I thought we were having a moment.
Yes, you're right, Greg. Glitter. 24/7.
Yeah.
Well, we were watching those variety shows. You remember when the Temptations or the Four Tops had come out and they'd have all these sequined jackets? I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Gladys Knight and her kind of matching whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adds a little razzle dazzle to it all.
So fun. Yeah.
That's what we need. So speaking of Oxford's Got Talent,
yes,
it's coming up again this year, and you're on board again.
Yeah, I'm excited. How about you guys?
We're really excited.
Well, yeah.
Laurie and I had so much fun last year having the opportunity to judge with Dan Henry, and to be invited back was a real treat for us. We're very excited to be able to participate again.
Yeah, it's so much fun doing this. And, they said when they originally approached me, they said, well, we'd like you to do your show. And I thought, well, most everybody's seen me. I'm not going to have a lot. I'm certainly not going to have an hour's worth of new material.
Right.
But I said, well, why don't we do this talent show thing, and get everyone involved. And that way you've got an automatic viewership, because people are going to want to watch their friends and their relatives on the show.
Certainly. Yeah.
And we did really well, didn't we? We had over 30 contestants, didn't we?
It was really
like
tough
that,
because it was, and the talent was really
everybody.
And to give our listeners that maybe aren't familiar with what it is we're talking about, is Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oxford County. They hosted last October was their first. I'm going to say their first annual Oxford's Got Talent contest, where anyone from across Oxford County could submit a video of them completing a talent. And on the evening of the performances, what Laurie, me, and Dan were able to do were to view the talents and be able to judge. And it was emceed by you, Greg, and you did a wonderful job of keeping the energy going and making it so fun and exciting. And a little kooky at times, to be able to just enjoy the evening together. And after we're in the middle of all of this pandemic at this point, and we were missing that togetherness, and to be able to have an opportunity to have some of that, even if we're separate, still feeling that togetherness was really important. And I'm really excited to be able to do it again this year. So we were so excited.
Hopefully in person too.
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
That would make a huge difference, I think, too.
It really would.
Yeah. You saw the acts. But they would throw them up on the screen, and then you watch them there. Is that how?
Yeah.
So Laurie, me, and Dan got to be live at Big Brothers Big Sisters. They had a cool studio set up. It was really neat how they had it all set up, ready to go. We had some monitors to watch, and they would play the acts for us. Now, I believe our section, I hope I'm not pulling the curtain back too far, but our section had to be recorded before the evening of, just because of COVID and the way everything needed to fall, which I loved personally, because it did give me the opportunity to then enjoy the show and actually watch it, including myself on the screen, and be able to be an audience member for the evening and be able to enjoy it from that perspective. And that was really neat. But I would much prefer if we could all be together and have a really good time. Maybe next year it'll be a live venue and everyone will get to do their talents live.
Man,
that would be
something.
That would be the perfect world right there.
I would really love to see that. Yeah.
Perhaps one day.
We have a lot of talent in Oxford County.
We do. And we need them to come out again and support the show and support Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And they can there's still time to send in their tape if they want, right? An audition.
Yeah, I believe the auditions are closing at the end of July, and I'm not sure when this episode will be out yet. So here's what I will tell you. If you are curious about participating in it and you're watching this episode, reach out to Big Brothers Big Sisters on their Facebook page, or go to Big Brothers Big Sisters Oxford.ca, and you will be able to get some more information, get in touch with them to see if you can participate.
Right.
And if you can't participate this year, let's say that maybe that boat has sailed, we please ask you to join us, to enjoy the evening with us, and also consider making a donation to Big Brothers Big Sisters, because they have ever-changing needs, especially around COVID, with making sure that the youth in our community have mentorship and have some connection that they can really grow and thrive from. And Big Brothers Big Sisters really needs our help for stuff like that. So let's do what we can to help raise some donations for them. And a talent show, I think, is a wonderful way to do that.
I agree. I mean, that's how I got started. You know, I did a lot of talent shows in the beginning when I started.
Very cool.
So the first talent show I did was the So You Think You're Funny contest,
All right.
FM 96.
FM 96.
Hey.
Remember, good old FM 96? Remember that?
Yeah.
And I actually won. I came in first place.
Awesome.
Wow. Oh, very cool.
I think I won like about $400. It was cool.
Oh, well,
That's
Laurie
a
will
lot
have
for
to.
back then.
We just released an episode where Laurie too won a radio contest. It wasn't really a contest.
Yeah.
They just pulled you on the radio. And we'll have to tell you after, Greg, about that story, because Laurie shared that on one of our last episodes. But it was a hoot. So, Laurie, shall we grill the guest?
I think, first of all, though, before we grill,
Yes.
what's next for you, Greg?
Well, things are just starting to open up right now. So who knows? You know, I'm working on some of my own things right now, but I am also trying to get back out on the road. And I was just in Texas, in Kerrville, Texas. They have this beautiful theater called Arcadia, the Arcadia Theater. It was built back in the 20s, and they've managed to restore it. And it's got this, they have the original facade. And it's just, you go in there, these old theaters are like churches. They're just incredible in the energy. And then you go inside and they stripped it right back to the brick. So it's got a little bit of, you know, modern in there, but it still has the ghost of the past. And it feels so cool. I mean, Charlie Chaplin and all these vaudeville acts used to go through there. Elvis Presley played there. They even have the old exterior sign on the outside that is in an Art Deco style.
Oh.
And it looks so great. And then it overlooks the Guadalupe River. The back end does. So I'm in the green room. I open up the door and I walk out onto this deck, and there's the Guadalupe River. Just absolutely gorgeous. And the downtown was all funky. It looked like an old Western town.
Huh.
The people were great. People are just starting to get back out again. This is the first time they did comedy. Usually they do music. And the last time they did, they had 60 people for the show. That was last month. And this time we tripled that. We had 180.
Oh, wow.
And boom, standing ovation, fantastic show. So we're talking about maybe doing some more theaters down there, which I'm really excited about. I want to get more into theaters and get out of clubs for the most part and just use them as a gym, a place to work out. Because I think for me, the theater is better because I'm very theatrical. You know, I was probably never meant to be in this stand-up thing anyway, but that was the only place for me to go.
Right.
For these clubs. But back then, see, clubs were a lot different. You know, clubs had variety acts. I remember in the old days, like I used to work out at Catch a Rising Star in New York, and they would have a guitar act. They'd have a juggler. They'd have a magician, a mime. We had all kinds of different acts, even at Yuck Yucks. Same thing.
Huh.
Yeah, and now it's all strictly stand-up, and it's become very, you know, one-sided, but it's different now. So.
Well, we might know a theater that might be willing to host a Greg Morton show someday.
It's possible.
We might know
What
one
we
of
should
those.
do is we need a fundraiser. We need a proper theater, a really nice big theater.
Like, it would be very nice to have a beautiful venue theater
Right?
that is just We can load it to the rafters, nice and close to the highway, so it's easy for people to find.
Yeah.
Draw some tourism into
Yeah.
Woodstock. I like
Mhm.
I got to agree. And put on some really nice productions.
Yeah, I
There's
would say
potential.
I think that
Right.
there's a flavor for live performing right now because everyone has been so neglected with it because nobody can go see shows. I really hope that this nice wave of live entertainment is going to really start picking up and people are going to be excited to go out again
I hope
and
so too.
and enjoy things together the way things should be enjoyed.
Well, I know that some people have some anxiety about going out again, but listen, you got to live your life.
Yeah, it's true.
And what I know it's hard, so you know what you do? You just stick your baby toe out.
There you go.
And then each day or week, you stick a little more out until you got your foot and then your leg.
Yeah.
And eventually you will get used to it again. I mean, it is, I understand it, believe me. It is hard. And they've scared the living cornflakes out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I turned off the news media. I just turned it off.
Probably
I had
for the
to.
best.
I'll have it on maybe
daunting.
5 minutes at the most, but it is, right?
Yeah.
It is. And they have no idea how the damage that they've done mentally to people.
Because we have nothing to do but fall into those outlets when we're all locked at home, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you see it like, occasionally some people will snap and you go like, whoa, what is that? Like, what happened there?
Right.
Well, that's all the result of this lockdown.
They're
We're not
frustrated.
meant to live like this.
You're right.
No, COVID fatigue.
Yeah.
I mean, even prisoners get to go outside once a day. Right?
It's true. And they get toilet paper.
Yeah.
Touche. God, Laurie. All right.
Listen.
Do we grill the guest?
Let's grill this guest.
Let's
right
grill
now.
the
Okay.
guest.
All right, Greg, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what I'm. No math.
No math. Promise.
Okay.
All right, Mike, you want to go first?
All right. Are you a Mac or a PC kind of guy?
Mac.
All right.
Bubblegum?
That was easy.
Bubblegum or Jolly Ranchers?
Bubblegum.
Favorite flavor of Pop-Tart?
What are the flavors again?
We got cherry, we got blueberry, we got chocolate chip, we got s'more. I like the chocolate ones. We've got, what are the other ones, Laurie?
I gotta say cherry. I'm gonna go with cherry.
Cherry. Classic cherry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot dogs, hamburgers.
Hot dogs.
Tacos.
Wait a
or
minute.
Oh.
Wait, okay.
No, I gotta go with hot dogs. Hot dogs over hamburgers. Even though it's a funny thing, I have more hamburgers than I do hot dogs.
Okay.
But I love hot dogs.
Okay.
Hey.
I like a Chicago dog. That's my favorite.
Okay.
What's on a Chicago dog?
Well, Chicago dogs they're dressed differently. They've got onion, mustard, and relish with a hot pepper on the top.
Can I ask a question? What is your stance on ketchup on a hot dog?
No.
Oh shit, Laurie.
Thank
Okay, I'm
you,
outnumbered.
Greg.
I'm outnumbered.
In
right.
fact, most of the time I just have either straight mustard or mustard and sauerkraut. That's another one of my favorites.
I'm a mustard and fried onion gal.
Yeah. You got to be able to taste the meat. I mean, ketchup just ruins everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Defeat admitted. All right. Greg, are you a tacos or a burrito kind of guy?
That's a tough one too. Oh, you know what? I gotta say, years ago I would have said burrito, but now I'm not into burritos. I'm into tacos.
Oh, no funny business, eh?
Tacos now and soft tacos. I don't like because the corn chips, it gets stuck in your teeth.
Yeah. Make a run for that border. You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Think back to the 80s. Family ties or growing pains?
Family ties.
Okay.
What are you currently binging on? Like, are you got a Netflix binge going on? Something you're like really into, TV show or movies or anything like that?
Right now we're doing Luther.
Oh, Luther.
Idris Elba.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
How do you do your wings?
Hot.
Hotter
is that
the
what
better.
you mean? Yeah. I like hot. Yeah.
Hot wings. Okay.
Yeah.
Lori breaks a sweat at a medium wing, so
I do. And Greg, it's just like dripping, drenching, bright red, and it's only a medium.
Really?
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's bad.
It's painful, but it's so great.
It is. It is.
Yeah. It's a good
How
hurt.
do you explain that to people?
Hurts so good. Didn't Mellencamp
Really?
say
Are
it?
you enjoying yourself? Really?
Do we need to call an ambulance?
Yeah. It looks like you're diffusing a bomb over there. What are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right. You prefer Pepsi or Coke?
Coke all the way.
Okay. Ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
Hash browns or home fries?
Home fries.
Okay.
Hash brown crap. A bunch of crap that is.
Stephen King
Mm-hmm.
or Stephen Hawking?
Stephen King. All the way.
Are you trying to? That's okay.
I don't even have to hesitate. I know.
That's, you know.
Yeah, I know. I love Stephen King.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Stand By Me.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We were just talking about Stand By Me recently, too.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the
we
pie
were.
eating contest. Oh,
Hi.
that pie eating contest.
Okay.
Oh,
There it is. It took me a second, too. It took me a second. I'm like, oh, that.
Thinner? Are you talking about, were you referencing
Oh.
Thinner? Oh, why don't you eat
Oh,
your
no.
pie, white
Oh,
man from
yeah.
town?
That was. I have lots of
Thinner
reasons
is
to
one of
try
my
and stay
favorite
away from
Stephen
pie.
King movies. Thinner. Have you ever seen
Is
it?
it?
I
Oh,
did see
yeah.
that one. Thinner.
That was my first book when it was a Bachman book.
Yeah, it's great.
Remember when he wrote under
Yeah.
Richard Bachman?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
the very first Stephen King or Richard Bachman book I ever read, and it
Yeah.
was great. But I was
Right?
hooked.
I just learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know. When you hang up your toilet paper, do you like the toilet paper to come over the top or back around the back? This is important stuff.
No. It's got to be under because if it's over, it just runs like a tap. So if you have it under, then you get a bit of torque there, and then it'll just rip right off like that.
I like the cut of your
If you
jib.
have it at the top, it's a wee. It just
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's easier for the dog to get it too, and the dog to pull it all off.
True.
Oh,
Yeah.
When is it on top?
That's true, too.
Okay, Bon Jovi or White Snake?
Well, I'm gonna have to say White Snake because I can't stand Bon Jovi.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. It's lesser of two
well,
evils.
I'm not.
Let's
I'm not a
hope
Bon
he's not
Jovi. I'm not a
listening.
Bon Jovi.
Sorry, John.
Yeah. Our apologies.
Greg says no.
Our final question for you.
Sounds
Go
like he
ahead.
has to go to the bathroom.
He's living on a prayer, that's for sure.
Living on a prayer.
Hey, we should go to karaoke sometime.
No, we would totally wreck the joint. Are you kidding me?
That's all right. It'll be our
Hey, what do you
place
sing
after
it to?
that. Everyone will leave.
What do you sing at karaoke? You know what I like to sing?
What
Here's
do you
what I
sing?
like to sing at karaoke. I like to sing. What's the name of that group? David Clayton Thomas. What's the name?
Lori's more of the
spinning
music.
wheels. What's the? You made me so
Very
very
happy.
happy.
Ooh, you
I'm
sing.
so glad you came into my life.
Hey,
You know that, who's that guy? David
I don't know, but I
Aw.
dig it. You could say that's you, and I would believe you.
What's the name of that?
Does Rob know?
It's not
Rob.
right out of my head.
Rob's a
Spinning
musical
Wheel.
guy.
Remember Spinning Wheel? Rob, what song? Who are they?
Yeah, you got me there. Off the top of my head. Sorry.
You guys are terrible. I'm going to Google.
Yeah, that's
We've
right.
got some research to do.
I'll have to research that. I know exactly the song you're talking about, though.
We'll share it with our audience. We'll share it on our social media so they know what song this is. Because
Perfect.
you're schooling us right now. You're teaching us a lesson that we don't know yet.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Mm,
Blood, Sweat, and
By
Tears.
who? By who?
that's the group.
That's the band. That's
That's
not
the
the name of the
of the
song. Oh, what's the name of the song?
Oh, Mikey.
By
Mikey's just a baby,
Starting to-
Greg.
The Family
What's
Ties
that?
question. I'm like, I've never seen either of those shows. I wouldn't be able to answer that. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Sounds like Friday night at Lori's house.
All right, Greg, I got one final question for you. What's your favorite?
Hang
You
on,
have
I'm
like
still
a
enjoying
board-
Laurie.
Yeah, you do.
That's what they all say, Greg.
Too funny. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite board game or like card game or something
Yes.
you love playing?
Easy. It's a toss-up between Monopoly, I would say, number one, but my wife and I play Scrabble every night
Oh,
without fail. Yeah.
yeah.
Except for when I'm on the road, but we always play Scrabble.
Oh, that's a good one. It gets the brain going.
Yeah.
We need more
It
Scrabble in
gets
our life.
something going, that's for sure.
Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
Because I lose all the time. Cards Against Humanity. That sounds like a great game.
It's
No, I'm gonna look
amazing.
that up.
It is
Is it?
amazing.
Okay.
Highly
Yeah.
inappropriate game.
It's so
perfect.
inappropriate. It is awful, but it is awesome just the same.
Do you have to? How many? Do you have to have other people?
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I like single player.
Greg
We'll get
the
you-
introvert.
Wouldn't that be great as a nice solitaire game? You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, I hear you.
Do you have to? Never mind. I'll find out.
Well, when you come to town and we cruise the dig and we go to Critters Lane, we'll be sure to swing by Laurie's for a martini and some Cards Against Humanity as well too.
Okay.
We'll make a whole day of it. Everyone will come along. Rob, you can come along too and keep us all in line. All right.
I just found it. Okay, good.
Oh, you
Put it on
look
your
that
wish
up.
list.
You'll love it.
All right. Well, guys,
This is how you lose friends. This is how you lose friends, right?
pretty much.
You play this game
No.
with your friends. Yeah.
Oh, you have to check your morals at the door when you play that game.
Yeah, and don't play with your parents because they're going to ask you what certain things mean, and you're either going to have to
Dean-
tell them what it means, or they're going to Google it in front of you, and you don't want either of those to be the thing. So,
No.
It says deemed offensive, risque, or politically incorrect.
yeah, that's it. That's the
Sounds good, doesn't it?
That's very funny.
Well, Greg, I
couldn't
wanted.
believe this the other day. I was in Texas. I'm driving by this taco place. Don't interrupt me again. And I saw that the place was called the Velvet Taco.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
Wow. Whoa. Hello. Good morning.
Good
Don't worry.
morning. Exactly. Good morning.
I don't have an appetite, so I'll pass.
That's
stay
the name
here
of
in
my new
closet.
album.
Oh, Greg, it's been a great.
Oh.
This has been great. We've really loved talking to you, and we're really.
That's how I keep trying to extend it to an hour.
I know, and I'm okay with that. We can keep going, but I do want to say thank you so much for your
Cheers.
time tonight, and not just this opportunity to meet with us and Laurie. This really means the world to us, but also for stepping up and owning the Oxford's Got Talent and hosting that, and still being a major part of this community and supporting it. That's really important to not just us. I know it's super important to Big Brothers Big Sisters and the community at large. So thank you so much for keeping your roots here and staying in touch with us. We love having you around, and we can't wait to
thank
work
you.
some more with you.
Thank you very much.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this, guys. We should do it again.
We
should
would love
do
that.
it again.
Yeah, it
That'd
was
be
fun.
great.
What we'll do
Okay.
is we'll do the talent show, and then once the talent show's done, we will do our own talent show, but we'll do things that we're only really bad at. And we'll do a revisited. We'll come back and we'll do that at some other point, okay?
I can't understand why you're the host. All right.
All right. Laurie, that's why I need Laurie around. All right. But
I'm his Ed McMahon. Hey-o!
thank you so much
No,
for coming out. and
I
joining
kid
us.
because I love Mike. Thank you so much. You're a great host. I mean that. And Laurie, thank you for being on the show as well. I know you have no
Thank
choice.
you.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
Yeah.
It's part of my parole conditions. What do you do?
Uh,
And Rob, you need to come out of your shell more.
yeah.
See, he won't say anything.
Yeah, the audience loves him. We need Rob on. He should just be on all the time. I will start doing the tech things. He needs to train me on the tech things, and then it'll be out for coffee with Rob and Laurie, and the two of them can handle things for a while.
But then
Because
you won't. You
The audience gets real sick of hearing me talk, I think, sometimes. So we'll get Rob in there to level it out a bit.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. What a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
And
Thank
we're
you.
doing this after the show. We'll get together and we'll do it again.
Please.
We'll talk
Absolutely.
about the
That would be
talent show.
great.
But we need
Awesome.
people. And even if you're late, just apply anyway, because they're very forgiving. I'm sure they'll let you in. They'll squeak you in. But get in there. And we want some talent for this show.
What I'm hearing from both of you two is that you need to open yourself up to the opportunities of the universe and let the universe
Yes.
take control. Sometimes you just have to put yourself out there. This is one of those times. Go out
This
there,
is one of those
have some
times.
fun, support the community, join us, watch the show. Oxford's Got Talent. It's going to be happening at the end of October. We'll be sure to blast that all over our social media so everyone can be there and join us. But until next time, everyone, I want to thank you all so much for coming out for coffee.
With Mike and Laurie. And Greg.
And Greg. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Do you have questions, comments, or ideas for a future show? Reach out to Mike and Laurie on their social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at mikeandlauriesocials@gmail.com.